Yeah, I think by now you know what this is, so let's open up the crate here, but first I'll go inside for dinner and change into drier clothes. Now, I've never seen so much attention to details even on a packing crate like this. So the top edges here are beveled at 45 degrees, and the lid here also at 45 degrees, and that nested nicely together, and with these clips that you saw me unhook. And after that you have these kind of plywood boards for shelves or anything like that, so you can use those as well, so quite nice. Now, what I've done before I continue on removing the lathe from the pallet is they provide this, and this is all connected to the wire, to the lathe. This is sort of industrial plug, single phase 220 plug. Now this doesn't fit our European standards here, so what I've done, I have a neighbor that it's electrician, and now I wouldn't call him because it's a really simple 3-wire 3-screw job. You know, you have your we call it zero phase and the ground. And now, obviously in different countries it's called differently, live or wherever. Now this sort of a plug that I have doesn't fit all the wires inside. It's just too cramped. So he had this one, and he brought it over and connected for me. Although he didn't have this, again, it's a really simple job to change this, and they do specify if you have different kind of plug that you have to change it. So now that's done. Now I can continue on with removing the pallet from the lathe. Bomo zdeli gore i samo dok se još tu budem poravnal 2 rupe i to je to, ne? Reci kad može.
Može. Jesi to sad namazati ili?
Ne, to uniš. When the pallet arrived, I had a little sneak peek inside, so I busted this. But this is actually quite nice, you know, box for something. So probably keep this one. In lovely wooden box we have live center, we have key or a wrench, we have a faceplate here. I think this is a 4-prong spur drive, and this is quite lovely, a knockout bar with a brass tip, and this is sort of a hammer type knockout bar. We have a lever to lock the spindle, although there is a locking feature on the lathe itself, and a little Allen key. And here it is, so bolted down. This will be its final place here. On the right, on the left is the Killinger. Now I have a little tight, let's say, space between the walls here, just enough, let's say, so I can remove the tailstock from both ends here. And what I'll probably do is replace this or take it apart and relocate it somewhere else. So just to walk you through a little bit on the features and everything, bear with me with the camera shaking. So we have a main switch here, and when I turn it on, just give me a second, we'll have the light here. Now, like I said, this is temporary on the extension cord until I sort the electricity here in the new shop. Now, just to be clear, I did turn something last night. So this little guy here, and I did film it, that was supposed to be on this video, and I maybe show you a little clip. However, I wasn't all that happy with the lighting and everything, so hopefully this take 2 is a little bit better. So we'll test it out, of course, on the camera, but just to walk you through some of the main features. So this is a servo motor, 1 horsepower rated, but it has sort of a feature that can keep a constant torque level, and to my understanding, this is sort of equivalent to maybe 2 horsepower lathe like this one here. So I'll test that out, and in 6 months I'll give you my honest feedback on this Harvey T-40 turbo lathe. It's a 14-inch swing. You can rotate it, the headstock here, by loosening this knob, and it's pretty slick and easy and has a 90-degree return. Just lock it down, and to show you here we have a little tiny V-belt. Not sure if you can see it properly with the lighting. Just to give you a comparison with my finger here, it's a really tiny one, but I was assured that these don't break all that often, and when they do, you don't have to take apart all of the spindle here and to replace it. So all you have to do is remove this hand wheel here, and you can actually thread it out, which is actually a really nice feature, and I think all of the lathes should have some sort of that easy belt change in terms of when it snaps. This one here, you have to take apart all of the spindle out. So, and this is on a magnetic door here. We have a 2 belt or a 2 pulley setting in terms of speed, 60 to 2800. That's where I'm going to keep it, and that's low setting. That's high enough speed for me. I don't turn anything faster than that. And we have a high setting from 90 to 4300 RPM. Like I said, this is 14-inch. Everything, to be honest, so far as I've touched it, I've moved it around quite a bit, and I've, you know, changed the position and so on, and everything feels super quality. I cannot stress enough how quality the feeling is when you tighten this down. The Killinger here is a really quality lathe, and this one, although it's it's a similar price. This is slightly smaller in terms of swing, but it's with the bed extension is a little bit longer. The weight is the same, 180 kilos for this one and for the Killinger lathe. Both of them are really top notch, and don't get me wrong, I won't sell this one. I really love this lathe. I have only words of praise to this lathe. It's a really awesome workhorse, and it still will be my workhorse, but probably for the videos I'm going to use this one the most. And again, it's just so quality feel, and when you tighten and loosen everything, it just feels super nice. Hardened rod tool rest, nice feature. I will have to get a smaller one. This is a little bit too big. It's good for bigger bowls, but not for smaller stuff. Now this one is 25 mil or 1 inch tool post. On the Killinger it's 30 mil, which is a little bit better, but this is standard, let's say, on most common lathes, and it won't be an issue or anything like that, but I will have to have 2 sets of tool rest. Here we have a tailstock. It has this sort of a clamping mechanism with a little wedge inside, so you don't damage the quill here. This is self-ejecting. Again, everything feels super nice quality. So, and again, we have an etched or laser imprinted, not sure, but it's nice visible measurement. And again, a locking lever here just feels super nice, and it stays, it doesn't have big travel, and when you put it like so, it's open, so it's unlocked, so you can move it around quite easily and just flick it down, and you don't need a lot of pressure here, and it's really nice, solid. Now what I've done, I have probably the only turner, but that's all I have. That was quite convenient for this, walnut feet, and that raised the lathe to my comfortable elbow height, and I can account for the pad that will be here, rubber pad that I'll be standing on. So you have to account for that. You don't want lathe to be too low or too high, so you'll have to bend over or it's not comfortable. So all you have to do is stand comfortably and drop your elbows down and just take a measurement. You can have your wife or friend take the measurement. So, and here I have the feet, rubber feet, but I don't use that. I always bolt down the lathe. That way it's a nice permanent position and it's really rock solid and reduces any vibrations that might otherwise maybe a little off balance piece might introduce. So I'll give my honest feedback, my honest review when I have the time to play around with this lathe. So let's say in 4 to 6 months, and I still have to make a review on the Killinger lathe as well. It's an awesome lathe, a little teaser or a little spoiler alert, and so far this one is a really quality, top-notch lathe. It is expensive. But now I'm going to say something out loud and probably prematurely, but let's see how it goes. But so far everything that I've touched and worked, and I've turned yesterday this little ball, which by any means is not a measurement or anything like that, but so far you know, when you have the feel for the item and everything, you probably know or guess how quality it is. And this one, I'm going to, like I said, say it out loud, is probably the best MIDI lathe out there on the market. So again, it is expensive. I think it's 3,000 euros that could be with this setup, so with the bed extension and legs. That could be around 3,800 US dollars, something like that. So it's not a cheap lathe. But again, it's a really top notch. There is only one complaint maybe that I'll have at this stage, and that is this control here. It's super responsive and you'll see that in a few seconds, but I don't like the feel of this knob here, and I'll show you what I mean close up. Just to show you the controls here, you have a big stop here, and we have forward, reverse and off, and this is your speed dial. Now in terms of, to be honest, everything feels super nice quality, apart maybe from this controller here. I think maybe different kind of I won't say a setup, but this red mushroom here is quite common, I would say, even this here, but the feel on this one here just doesn't, and sound just doesn't scream quality as the rest of the lathe here. Now, is it important? I don't know, honestly. We'll see how this behaves in the future. What I really like about this lathe is a fast start and stop. So this is nice and true ball here. So let's go with roughly 2000 RPM forward, and that's immediate start, and off. You can see that stops really nice and fast. Again, stop, start, almost immediately, and off. So that's a really nice feature, which I really like, as you know by now. Now I'll have to apologize, I won't be able to give you any better angle here, since I don't have everything set up, and the boom arm and everything. So I'm just going to keep it simple, turn something like this, a little spindle. So just put it by eye here in a fork rung, and bring the tailstock, lock it down. So that's close enough. The teeth has dig in, lock the spindle, bring that, again, this lovely quality banjo, and I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. There we go. Now this is a little bit to sort of get used to this. It has instant power, so you can see how fast and how it's fast start and fast stop, which I really like. So that's 1800 RPM skew. Let's bring the rest slightly more up. So that's nice and round. You can speed it up. That's 2000 RPM and you can barely hear it. It's really nice and quiet. My tools are quite dull. I don't have the grinder set up yet. Play around a little bit. Okay, so that's again fast stop, you know, a little play around with a new machine. What I'll try to show you is yesterday's footage with a little ball. Try to lighten the footage, the image the best way I can. So yeah, that's it. It'll be the first time turning in this shop, so let's put the blank on the lathe. Bring the speed slowly. Now this is not balanced on the concrete or anything, so this is around 1000 RPM. And the lighting again is not great, so let's see. Drop the rest a little bit. Haven't sharpened anything. So now the corner is gone here, so let's bring the speed up a little bit more. So 1200 RPM. This is beach. Okay, so far so good. Not quite sharp. Let's see if I can find another gouge. I've grabbed another ball gouge. let's make nice shear cut. Yeah, that will be okay for this. So for the moment, this will be okay. Now I need to say this so you know it's transparent and nice and clear and everything. I reached out to Harvey and reached out to James from Harvey Industry if they could provide a lathe so I can give you my honest feedback, my honest review if it's worth buying. Since it's a top-notch, it's a more of an expensive lathe on the market, so I want to give you my honest opinion if it's worth buying for. And so far I'm really pleased with it, but again I'm going to give all of the feedback in around 4 to 6 months, and by that time you're going to see this lathe in action in pretty much every of my videos, feature videos, and along the way I'm going to say maybe things that I really like or don't like. So just want to say that out loud so there's no confusion or anything like that. Again, I reached out for another reason as well, and that is to have another lathe like this, a nice quality lathe, as I'm planning maybe in the future to, since it's a quite a request to give classes, so I want to incorporate that as well. So having a nice quality lathe by my workhorse here, the Killinger lathe, is a must in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think this sort of turned out quite good. It's a new shop, new lathe, and I'm finally back at turning. Well, not everything is the setup just yet, the tools and everything, the grinding station, but in a day or two I should be up and running, and when the electrician comes at the end of the week, I should be all sorted out and I can start working finally. And you know, it's such a good feeling to be back covered with shavings. Once again, thank you all, thank you very much for everything. Thank you, Harvey, and see you in the next video.